As for Lumba.
Don't give up.
Yes.
I mean, it's too soon. Don't give up.
He gives motivation where there is no hope. He really, restores a lot of hope, especially in these times. Anyway, God is there.
God is there. Good morning, Mr. Aqua.
There is hope for everybody.
Everybody, there should be hope.
Yeah.
Coupled with the policies being put in place by the governor of the Bank of Ghana.
Oh, no, you take your time. We have not gotten there yet.
Exactly.
If you combine the two, you are just looking at
Oh,
the
but
hope
there's
some
hope.
way.
You know, the neurosurgeon from cleaner to a top specialist
Which
medical
country is
doctor in
that?
the United States.
Uh-huh.
That gives me a lot of, hope.
But you see, when you stress the country, the hope is looked at in a different perspective.
Oh, you shouldn't. You
Oh,
shouldn't.
but I have seen persons in Ghana. I know a man who used to sell graphic on the streets of Takrady. While selling graphic, he said he was going to work at the Graphic Communications Group Limited. He worked there. He became a features editor.
I see.
Eventually became human resources operations manager, and he retired. So yes,
there
there's
are
hope.
incredible stories
Yes,
out there that
yes,
should
yes,
give you
yes.
a lot of hope. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to our Drive Safe campaign.
Oh, yes, and it's brought to us by Joy News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Toyota superior quality. Avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Be visible. Drive with your lights on. That's how to drive safe.
And please, let's be careful on the roads. Now, this morning before 5 a.m., I witnessed an accident around Opebia. And my goodness, the saloon car was, mangled. If you look at it, you ask the question, what would become of the driver? Please, let's be careful. At dawn, the traffic lights do not function. So when you get to that intersection, please be careful. Just make sure that you observe a bit of care. What if the other person makes a mistake? That's defensive driving. Yes, sometimes you may have the right, but what if the other person is not right? Please, let's be careful on the road so we can arrive safely. But time now for us to learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Korba Payment App, Korba Our Lives Simplified. Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability is our hallmark.
Something must be done.
I hope you have been enjoying our New Year New Words series on Say It Right. Now, today's word is quite a mouthful. Are you ready? Librocubicularist. 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 A 7-syllable word. Now, I wonder whether you can guess what it means. No? Well, let's see if the origin of the word will give us a clue to its meaning. The first 2 syllables are libro. They come from the Latin word liber, which means the inner bark of a tree, the part used to make papyrus for writing. Later, it came to mean book or document. Liber is also the origin of the word library. The next 4 syllables are cubicular. Now, they come from the Latin word cubiculum, which means bedroom. That's also where the word cubicle originated from. So, have you now figured out the meaning of the word librocubicularist? Yes, it simply means one who reads books in bed. Let's use it in a sentence. I got the perfect Christmas gift for a librocubicularist, a powerful bedside lamp. And that is how you say it right.
All right, so that's how you say it right here on the Super Morning Show on Joy99.7 FM. Let's get into the papers and see what's making headlines.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning, President Akufo-Addo tells ECOWAS court to reform procedures, and that's on the front page, big banner headline. With the other one, the biggest story perhaps from yesterday is the Bank of Ghana tackles challenges, raises lending rate, withdraws 3 COVID stimulus measures, and specifically says here that we have increased the policy rate by 250 basis points or 2.5% from 15.5 to 17%, the highest since 2018. Now, the central bank has also withdrawn 3 stimulus measures that were used to cushion banks against the COVID-19 pandemic as part of a raft of policies to support the economy to fight the rising prices of goods and services and arrest the rate at which the cedi loses its value against major international currencies. And I recall this morning gave us an indication of what really the currencies are looking at. Now, let's go straight to what we also plan doing. He says he's confident he's confident of government plans to raise $2 billion US dollars from a consortium of local banks. They will help improve the country's reserves and slow down the pace at which the cedi was losing its value. So these, perhaps the major ones, we understand as it remains a raft. There are others within the loop that really will make it work for us. So this is from monetary policy level. Along the line, fiscal policy will also be thrown in by the minister who is responsible for finance, who will tell us what they are doing from that end too.
Exactly.
Then the president of the Republic of Ghana, we understand, may cap it up or round it up with what government is doing generally. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the life-changing, far-reaching. That's the word, right? That's perhaps.
Well, you can say far-reaching, but I mean,
far-reaching is the word that government has used.
yes, are they life-changing?
I'm not sure whether it is far-reaching enough, but life-changing, far-reaching has been some of the interesting words that have been used. But this is perhaps our panacea, and let's not forget, these are immediate terms. We are looking at medium and long terms too. If you let me quote Secretary Payne in these times, he also perhaps mentioned, I remember in those times, they listed 16 different things that the government was doing. These are less than 16 though, but the number doesn't matter for the avoidance of doubt.
The impact.
You can list 46 and still nothing will happen. So
this is just the monetary aspect, right?
Yeah.
It will come together when we hear from the finance
when you
minister.
hear from the finance
Then we can
minister,
appreciate.
and I mean, in just
so all of this is targeting, arresting the cedi.
Yes.
yeah.
This is basically targeting, arresting the city. There are those who are already throwing in the thoughts that, well, what else could they have done in the interim? Could they have done something else? Were there possible ingenious ways of actually going about this differently?
So I've heard
Because
some say,
there's
Raymond, that
yeah.
this is the right intervention. It should have just come earlier.
You think so, Winston?
Well, it's a very difficult one. I don't know if it should have come earlier. Yeah. You can agree that, maybe last year thereabout, there were signs that we're going to experience this. And so right from last year, we should have come in. The other argument would be, well, last year we're still talking about COVID-19 challenges. And now that we are convinced that we're probably getting out of it, we want to restore the economy to factory settings. And that's why you're seeing a bit of changes, restoring it to pre-COVID-19 terms. I would agree that if we had started this earlier, we probably wouldn't find ourselves in the current situation, because it would take a bit of time to actually see the impact of what we're talking about.
I thought people said every day they were doing auction here, auction there,
but
auction here.
But we had also
there.
told you, that the auction, for instance, the last time, the auction was short of 221 million. People had requested about $300 million. The central bank sold only $75 million.
Yes, so the governor was still insistent that it's not true they didn't pump in enough.
But you would pump what you have.
Yeah, that's true, though.
You would pump what you have. So now that
enough is dependent on what you have. Really.
Now that you're talking about, pumping some $2 billion from a consortium of local banks, one of the things you must also realize in all of this is that, look, one of the things we have done in the past when we sought to, substitute a lot of our domestic borrowings for foreign, borrowings was not to crowd out the private sector. You heard Ken Thompson say it yesterday, for instance, that if he had to choose between Ken Thompson and the government of Ghana, he would always choose the government of Ghana. In the long term, in the medium to long term, what will be the impact of this even on the private sector? We're talking about restoring it to pre-COVID-19 terms. So will the banks have more cash to lend? No, that would not be the case. Of course, all of this is aimed at ensuring a more type of excess liquidity within the system, just to ensure that we're able to deal with inflation. Inflation today is very high, so government would have to do something. But the fiscal is also very, very, very important.
I'll come to that, but already I've sensed government communicators and even ministers give indications that, hey, go and change your money. Oh, if you have some dollars somewhere, I mean, because people actually bought dollars recently,
Yeah.
and they were reaping the benefits of it. And people really were banking against the dollar in all forms. They said, go and change your dollar. So they are dealing with the speculation too, because if you pump in the 2 billion, we really will make them. But when is the 2 billion coming?
Well, that's the other issue. But the thing
As
about
in date, I'm asking date. It's not in this paper.
It says in the next, few weeks, the government is going to do this. But you see, the announcement by the governor,
Yeah.
is actually to trigger some of these things.
That's true.
I think that the party guys are drumming it, but I mean, if I were any of those party guys, I wouldn't drum it too much, because look, once you hear the announcement yourself, today we're talking about it. People will
Because they
think
are
about
rational
it.
people, actually.
They're rational people.
All
Will
right.
look at it and say, hold on a second, let me just change my dollars before it actually increases. But others may also hold on to it and say, well, we have seen this happening in the past.
It's in fact, even government suggests, even they are suggesting that it's an immediate,
It's an immediate look.
measure.
I was having a conversation with somebody, and I told him
So
that
that means that you give it 3 months, 4
No,
months.
I was telling the person that the CD, if you look at the CD's trajectory with the dollar, the CD is going to appreciate at a point in time. It would depreciate again. It would stabilize at a level, and then it would depreciate again.
Yeah.
So look at it. Anyway, we'll come back to this.
Until we change the fundamentals of this economy.
And talking about the fundamentals, look, I've been reading Dr. Nimoy Thompson's article.
Okay.
He makes some
Yeah.
fantastic points in there.
Anyway.
We'll come back to all of that.
Now, that's also in the paper. There's one more issue. No, only 14,314 self-employed contribute to SNIT. This according to the SNIT boss. And that's problematic because it calls into question the kind of planning they are planning for their future. There's good news here too. National Blood Service records increase in blood collection. And that's also in the Daily Graphic today.
On the pension issue, there are those who prefer to do their own private arrangements. You know?
Yeah, but
Sometimes
people
they
have
say
the pension, they have tier 2, they have other ones too.
Yeah. But as in, if you're working for yourself, would you go with SNITs after you hear all the investments that they make? Does that give you confidence when you hear the returns that people make in terms of the figures that they get when they go on pension? Of course, I agree. It depends on how
But
much
has
you're
there been a
earning
time
today.
that they have ever defaulted or said we will not pay you?
That's the thing. In fact,
Yeah,
that's
so-
why you need to be part of the national one.
Yeah.
Because you know that for sure you'll be paid. But
Yeah.
are they making the right investment to bring the right returns so that we get more when we go on pension? Let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Front page, ECOWAS Community Court sits in Accra, poised to hear 60 deliver judgment in 25 cases. Fisheries Ministry contemplates additional one-month close season for fishing fleets. We'll see the minister hopefully go to the sea again with the key to lock it. 3 robbers jailed 60 years. And here's a fascinating one. Thieves Peggle NTC Accra offices. That's the office of the New Times Corporation premises. They say this is about the second time that this has happened. But the thief or thieves actually went into the managing director's office, the editor and the deputy editor of the Ghanaian Times, and the Ghanaian Times and the Spectator newsrooms, the human resource and information communication technology, and made away with laptop, some cash, and a mobile phone. And so there's the pictures of the incident, well, as in how it was left after the robbery in the center spread of the paper. The Fisheries Ministry contemplating additional one-month close season for fishing fleets, also in the center spread. And we're told that this is expected to be implemented between December and February of the year to be determined years. Okay, and it's to help replenish the country's overexploited fish stock. There are 3 robbers who have been jailed by a circuit court at Sogakofa in the Volta region. They robbed someone of a motorbike. They pleaded not guilty, but at the end, 19-year-old, 18, and another 18-year-old found guilty. And there's one person on the run. And there's also a story of a man who managed to get a schoolgirl, a child, to get into a vehicle with him. So he's been arrested for abducting a school girl. Thankfully, they found the girl. Man gets 24 months for stealing 3 mobile phones as well, and 800 Ghana cedis fine. And there's a Nigerian woman who's been convicted for attempting to acquire a Ghana card.
Great. Let's get to the chronicle for this morning, Matthew chapter 6, verse 13. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Hallelujah.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Well, it says 4 days after. Is it?
Which song is that?
Oh, in the Methodist church, we sing the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven.
I hear you.
Really?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't do that
It
in the
is way
Presbyterian.
too
You
early
sing that in
to-
the
I said Methodist church.
Methodist. Okay.
to subject the people to. Please, can you continue?
But I do that in the Presby church too.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, in the Methodist church we do. We have the canticles, so you should expect that. 4 days after judicial committee ruling, there is fire on the mountain. Time bomb ticking in Kwewu, and it's in relation to the Kwewu Nkwetia chieftaincy, issues, and that's what the Chronicle talks about here. Parliament not ready for State of the Nation address. Comes to the photograph of Alexander Apanyomaking, who says when the president was ready, Parliament was not ready, and so Parliament is to be blamed for the delay. Akufo-Addo worried over non-compliance with ECOWAS court decisions. Policy rate up by 2.5%. And back page, we have what it takes to qualify for the World Cup. Felix Afena-Jan ready for Nigeria clash, and Ghana is ready for Nigeria clash, says Chris Houghton, technical advisor.
By the way, you Kotoko failed to beat 11 Wonders. Do you know 11 Wonders?
Yeah, Techiman 11.
Yeah,
Wonders, we
so
know
you
that.
guys were held to a draw.
Don't worry.
Good
Thank
news.
you. Thank you for your announcement.
But it was a draw. So why is it failed to beat?
11 Wonders. We're talking about 11 Wonders.
Anyway, the Daily Guide is reporting this morning no Eurobond this year, and it's actually quoting the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Backbench snubs deputies again. And it actually talks about dispatching Kofi Atto, Chief of Staff at the Office of the Speaker, and another NDC man to represent him at an international program in Indonesia. A snub of his two deputies. That is what the paper is saying here. Jealous man shoots wife dead. So the man is 64, the wife is 44. The man's name, he's popularly called Joseph Monkey. Joseph Monkey
Excuse
did
me?
this. Joseph Monkey. That's what they call him
That's
in the
his
community.
AKA.
Is it?
That's AKA,
Yeah,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. And they call him that. This happened at Jakubu. This is near the Ashanti region.
Yeah,
and the incident was because the wife had threatened to leave him, and he lost his cool and did the despicable act and shot the woman. Now, that's also on the front page, but there's one more. We've been talking about policy rate, but it's also here. ECOWAS court. There's something fanciful or funny or interesting about the gowns of the justices of the ECOWAS court. It sounds like, it looks like.
It looks African.
Really?
Because I see a bit of South Africa, I see a bit of Nigeria. I'm not
Are they
sure.
wearing some
I
fur
see
coat on
Ghana.
there?
It's the colors.
Really?
Yeah.
It
I
looks,
see the green and the white. Quickly reminds me
It
of
looks
Nigeria.
like the coat of the mayor of London. Anyway, but that's actually in the Daily Guide anyway.
All right, front page of the Daily Statesman newspaper. This story that Raymond already highlighted on SNIT, 10 million informal sector workers not covered. Government will protect flagship programs, according to the Information Minister. Bank of Ghana raises policy rate to 17%. Court drops gavel on opening theatrics. That's how the front page of the paper looks like.
Now, the final one, the graphic business. E-levy is necessary to salvage the economy. This is the Bank of Ghana. It's perhaps what we have not stressed, that the Bank of Ghana believes that it is necessary to salvage the economy. Anyway, and dollar mortgage clients switch to CD loans, and there is one more about public embrace e-services, but cautions against measures to discourage use. Those are the stories on the front page of the graphic business.
Well, the finder says Zipline deliveries hit 1.7 million as Dr. Baumia commissions new delivery center in the Volta region.
All right, let's go
Very
online.
interesting, isn't it?
Yes, let's go online.
And the online news review is brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and GOIL. Good energy.
Well, my Joy Online says the dollar has arrested Baumia. We're looking for him. That's according to John Dramani Mahama. All government
He's in the
flagship
Volta region.
programs
We
to be
know where
reviewed.
he is, right?
Yeah, he's in the Volta
He's
region.
doing a very important zipline. Zipline is flying.
Yeah, but the
medical
we are looking for him.
supplies.
The we are looking for him is we want him to speak on the economy. I'm sure.
Okay.
Let's get to citynewsroom.com and find out what's on citynewsroom.com this morning. Current hardship not peculiar to Ghana, but we are tackling it, according to President Akufo-Addo. Let's get to BBC and see what's happening internationally. It says Putin's back against the wall in Ukraine, according to Joe Biden. Let's now go for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us in Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Hey, Evokoku, what brings you to my house this early morning? I hope all is well.
All is never well with me, Nick Bakbo. After paying 3 times for the land for my project, the construction workers are now giving me wahala. From material overestimation to small stealing. I am tired.
I told you so, Evokoku.
It's all because you are trying to become builders when you're corporate workers and business people. Edlum has products tailored to meet your needs. Villas 3 at Amrahia, where there are finished homes, Conveniente, also at Amrahia, where it's contemporary but super affordable